Okay, not so much fast talk, but more substantial talk because you can catch your breath. Alright, para sa kaalaman ng ating mga kaibigan ngayon, for everyone's information, the global wellness economy, according to the Global Wellness Institute, was valued at US dollars 4.9 trillion in 2019. It slowed down to 4.4 trillion in 2020 due to the widespread impact of COVID-19 pandemic. But in 2022, the industry recovered strongly to reach a global value of $5.6 trillion. It is now predicted to grow by an average of 9.9% each year to reach nearly $7.0 trillion in 2025. The question is, Philippines, where are we? In 2020, the Philippines took the 21st spot in the Global Wellness Economy country rankings, behind our ASEAN neighbors, Indonesia, number 19, but ahead of Thailand, number 24, Malaysia 26, Vietnam 33, Singapore 44, Myanmar 71, Cambodia 85, and Laos 113. Tourism has always been a major dollar earner for the Philippines. In fact, almost every country in the world. But over the last several years, a particular tourism niche has dramatically grown in popularity as well as in value as an industry. We are talking about health and wellness tourism, which has now become an international trend set by health-conscious consumers who are seeking to enhance their well-being through their travel experiences. Underscore travel. Last year, the global wellness tourism market was valued at $838.78 billion and is predicted to reach 1974 US dollars, is supposed to reach 1,974.18 billion by the year 2031. That is an outstanding number. However, while it is already a global phenomenon that continues to grow rapidly, health and wellness tourism is still relatively new in the Philippines and is truly unfortunate because we believe that the Philippines has the potential to become a leading health and wellness destination. And that is the reason for our Go and Bet Getter campaign. After a few years of trying to promote the Philippines as such, we even joined the Arabian travel market in Dubai a couple of years back, and we realized that putting the Philippines on the health and wellness tourism map is not an easy task. As with every great endeavor, it is a task that calls for the government and the private sector to work together. Without that teamwork, it's not going to happen. It is a task that requires serious and sustained effort. So this afternoon, we've invited some of the leading stakeholders in the country's tourism sector to discuss this much-needed government-private sector partnership that can be forged and how it can be made to work effectively. We'd like to hear from our distinguished panelists today how we are going to face the challenges, and of course, how are we going to find the solutions and the methods and the strategies to make and meet our targets. Let me now get the ball rolling by first calling on Dr. Paulo Tugba. Where is Dr. Paulo? He's not here? Okay, then let's move on to Kathy Turville of the Wellness Tourism Association of the Philippines. The question is, how do you, in your capacity, professional capacity and personal capacity, promote health and wellness of the Philippines?
Thank you very much for your question. We have recently formed and are in the process of forming the Wellness Tourism Association of the Philippines with a very clear goal, similar to what you have, which is really to promote our beautiful country with all its natural resources and our healing hearts. Skillful hands, healing hearts. as a wellness tourism destination of the world. Very important though, we'd like to highlight, it's not just wellness tourism, it's a Filipino brand of wellness. So we are actively working with Director Paulo Tubang. It's beautiful because we're also working with the Department of Health. So now we're putting together different stakeholders. Very importantly, we're going beyond Luzon, where we are encouraging stakeholders from all over the country. An inventory is currently ongoing as to who can become a wellness tourism destination. And number one, the first step, as Bob was asking, is number one, you have to be a DOT accredited destination. I'd like to clarify though that a wellness destination is not equivalent to a spa. We would like to say that spa is just one component of wellness. And so when we talk about wellness, we're talking, of course, about food, we're talking about detoxification, we're talking about the environment. So with the guidance now of the Office of Product and Market Development Director Paulo Tugbang, he's putting together all stakeholders, both public and private, coming up with very clear objectives, coming up with very clear criteria, and we have already undergone 2 strategic planning sessions to come up with a very clear roadmap. And from there, we're very keen to work and implement all of this, and we're very excited. The Department of Tourism will be supporting the Confex next year, will be a primary sponsor. So really, more than anything else, Ms. Corey, we're really with you in promoting this. And of course, we have our different stakeholders. And I'd like to highlight, it's not just the bigger ones, the more visible ones. We're here to help them. We're going to be doing training programs for the owners so that they can move up from just being a spa, but very importantly, they have to be DOT accredited so that we follow specific standards.
Okay, in your meetings with the DOT, you're not here represented today, but in your meetings with them, you mentioned the roadmap. So could you give us an idea about this roadmap?
The roadmap includes, number one, let's identify who are the current destinations that can be promoted. Because as a country, we have to know who we are promoting. So currently, the DOT is doing an inventory, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, of who would qualify. After that, we have then training programs as well, how to move from spa into wellness. We'd really like to broaden the understanding of wellness in the country. And then from there would be several activities to promote the Philippines in the world stage, the global stage. And that's, we all know that the Department of Tourism has put wellness tourism as one of its top priorities, and we're very excited about that. And I'd like to clarify, this is being wellness as a goal has actually been talked about. In fact, we have a joke with the farm. We've been working on this for 22 years, okay? But we're very excited to be, and we've been in this journey together. But we're very excited to see everything come together.
Very good. And did you identify, because you said you identified sites in the Philippines, so what are those particular sites, the services they offer, and how best to improve them?
Of course, we have the very famous The Farm, multi-awarded, globally known, globally renowned. We have a couple in the Visayas, the Ilaya Spa, which is run by Ato. We also have in Davao. We are now in the process of making sure that they meet the criteria. That's so important. So I cannot mention all of them at this point because they have to meet certain criteria. But right now, we of course we have Nurture Wellness Village in Tagaytay. We are among the pioneers together with The Farm, Ilaya Spa. We have a few more, which is in the inventory.
What about Hilot? I know you're so passionate about promoting Hilot.
I think it's so important that when we go to a Filipino wellness destination, one of the most important things is we have done research on the Filipino brand of wellness. We have a manual which we'll be training people on. So when we talk about Hilot, that's just one facet. That is touch. So with the Filipino brand of wellness and what we'd like to roll out in wellness tourism is we talk about the smell. Aromatherapy was mentioned earlier, very important. Okay, the Filipino brand of wellness in terms of smell. Of course, we have Sampaguita, we got ilang-ilang. Then, of course, we have sound. It doesn't make sense to go to a wellness center and then you hear Thai music. Okay, right? And then, of course, number three, we have sight. Okay, we have here Filipino weaves. And we're emphasizing and we're encouraging wellness stakeholders to represent the handicrafts, the weaves of the locality. So for example, if you're from Mindanao, absolutely, you should be showcasing Mindanaoan weaves. And of course, the music as well. So we have sight, sound, touch, of course, hilot. Again, when we talk about hilot, there are many different kinds of hilot which go from location to location. And again, we have specific standards that they should follow, proper international standard of protocol, safety and protocol. That's so important. And of course, lastly, sound. Again, it doesn't make sense. You're having a hilot, and then you hear a music from another country. It doesn't make sense. So
We have local
yeah.
experience.
In fact, in Nurture, we've been working with this wonderful lady who has come up with healing music. Her name's Ami Gustilo Lopez. It's piano music, and she has used it to heal people who have mental challenges. Yeah. So when we talk about the Filipino brand of wellness, we're really talking holistic. Is it a total approach? When you go in, you are immersed in a local experience, a local Filipino experience, and then when you go out, you say, that was amazing. In the same way in Thailand, they do it. Right now, it's about time that we do it in the Philippines as well.
Well, according to the records, we're ahead of Thailand. So we must be doing something great.
I think it's wonderful. Like for example, our host today is wearing this beautiful Filipino outfit, no? So we're all very proud of Filipino now, and that's something I think we should continue to promote.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Let's move on to Let's move on to Dr. Susan Balingit, Medical Director of the farm, the famous The Farm. Dr. Balingit, what is the profile of the tourists that visit the farm? And what are the most requested services?
Sige, bago ko magkwento tungkol sa The Farm, gusto ko rin siyempre magpasalamat sa The Farm for getting me to work as medical director of The Farm. Una kasi, Cory, gusto ko munang i-flaunt yung aking advocacy. I've been doing this for the past 35 years. Ano? And it's coming from a narrative na katulad nung pinakita during prayers, pinakita sa video kung gaano kayaman ang ating bansa. Yeah? But having said that, bakit naging hirap ang mamamayang Pilipino? And every time I'm asked, isa lang ang sagot ko. While we claim we're one of the most eco-diverse, we actually allowed colonial masters to teach us what to eat. So ano ituturo nila? Yung meron sila, yung kakilala nila, ititinda nila sa atin. So ano nangyari sa meron tayo? Hindi natin kakilala. Anong ebidensya ko? Every time we watch the television, we would have seen children walk 5 to 7 kilometers to get to school. Or even swim to school. And every time we see them that, ang unang tinuro sa atin, kawaan sila. So lilimusan natin sila. And that's the only thing we most of the time do. But can you imagine, had we call them differently, had we call them strong, determined, healthy children, matagal na nating natuklasan that whatever made them that would not have come from where they're going, would have come from where they came from. Eh ano yun? Di natin alam ngayon. So how do we protect and conserve resources? We don't even know. Yung batang pumasok ng school, tatanungin ng teacher, 5 kilometro yung nilakad, what did you have for breakfast? English yung tanong. Sagot niya, wala. Walang English name. Hindi wala. Meron siyang kinain. The body preferentially perfuse the brain first. Tatandaan nyo, unang-unang pinadadala ng puso ng dugo, yung puta. So that boy, that child who was so able to walk 5 kilometers or 7 kilometers had a lot perfused in the system and has extra to walk 5 to 7 kilometers. Di ba? Pag tayo ay nanghina, the first thing that happens to us, we fail to ambulate, meaning we cannot walk. Bakit? Least concern yan ang katawan natin. So, hindi pwedeng bobo yan. Very recent, the summa cum laude ng UP who had his valedictory address, ang sabi pa niya, sana hindi na lang ako pinanganak sa mahirap. Na hinayang ako kasi hindi niya nakita kung paano tinawag niya mismo ang yamang meron tayo pang mahirap. At yun yung tragic. It's high time we reclaim what we have. We try to rediscover what we have sa maraming lugar. At yan yung offering ng the farms when you get there. Dati-dati, pag nagpupunta sa the farm, pag pupunta, mag-iikot yung mga kababayan natin. Whereas yung mga foreign visitors namin would have heard of what the farm is. So, pupunta sila with that intention of being holistically well. Yung mga kababayan natin, pupunta ron, titignan yung lugar, tapos sasabihin, paglabas, ginutom kami kasi pinakain kami.
Actually, that's a common comment of many Filipinos.
So now, we've tried to make resolutions to really teach our people. Teka muna, pag hindi natin yan pinaupo at hindi natin tinuruan anong ibig sabihin ng wellness, lalabas yan dito, pagkatapos natin pakainin ng tama, ang sasabihin, ginutom. Bakit? Kasi nga, ganun yung mindset. At mahalagang maintindihan natin to na pag pumunta kayo sa the farm, yung wellness coaching includes understanding what we have in this country. God would not have placed our food kung saan wala tayo roon. Diba? At ang mga pagkain, different sa bawat lugar. Kahit pag sinabi, gulay pala tinuturo sa the farm, di paano yan, maghihirap na tayo, kumahal ng gulay. Maling gulay yung kinakain nyo. Kasi yung batang lumakad ng 5 kilometro, pinunot lang niya yung gulay niya, hindi naman niya binili. Pero bakit meron siya? And it's high time we discover those. At ilagay natin sa mesa natin. We work on climate change, but nobody touches this. Na yung resources natin ang yaman. Tapos hindi natin inaalam kung ano yung meron tayo. It's about time. Alamin natin paano natin gagamitin ito. So, I would like to challenge the tourism industry to do some community participated wellness tourism. Kung saan ang mga barangay ay pwedeng lumako para protektahan ang environment, makita sa mundo ano yung meron tayo, gano'n tayo kagandang tao, gano'n tayo katitikas at kalalakas ng mga tao, gamit yung sarili nating mga resources.
Okay, Dr. Balingit, okay, marami mga katanungan ng mga tao dito.
Experience na lang na distinctly Filipino palate experience. Huwag niyo silang pakainin na hindi naman yun doon nakuha. Sorry passion ko kasi lang ito and nailagay dito na susian niyo ako. Umandar ako ng walang ito. Sorry lang.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Balingit. Let's rest assured that your visit to the farm will make you better. Alam namin yan. Okay, let's move on to... On to Yusek Alma Jimenez. Yusek, the Philippines has long been recognized as an exciting tourist destination with its beaches, dive sites, and other natural wonders. How can we leverage this reputation to attract health and wellness tourists into the country?
As Kathy mentioned a while ago, this is a long-standing what you call is aspiration of the health industry to be able to position the Philippines as a wellness destination. But it started with medical tourism kasi. And maybe that's where we got in the wrong foot because we started with the medical aspect. And I used to say that we have to distinguish between what is wellness and what is medical. Kasi health and wellness is different from medical. When you talk about medical, you talk about procedures, protocol, and if you want to market the Philippines in medical tourism, we talked about, we have CT scan, we have high technology, but the other countries already have them. So why should they come over to the Philippines to just get a CT scan or just have a procedure when they have more advanced technologies there? And I used to say the overriding value proposition of the Philippines is always its human capital. And why is that? Because we send so many health workers abroad. They work in so many hospitals that somebody said if all the nurses and doctors walk out of international hospitals, there will be a health crisis in the world. And so, why is it that we are not able to tell people that this is the country where they all come from? And therefore, if we are able to send people to take care of them out there, then we must have a lot of them here. And so we said that when we position ourselves for health and wellness, we should talk about diseases that are not, what are the barriers? They said it's not covered by insurance, that insurance portability is a barrier. And I said, when you talk about a niche service, so it's not just a matter, Polly, of talking about a certain unique value proposition, but it's also talking about a niche service where we can excel. And I was always thought cancer care is the best service. Why? Because when you're diagnosed with cancer, you will consider all options by which you can get to cure yourselves. And that means it's not just chemotherapy or radiation therapy, which are available outside of the country. But you want to be taken care of by people who could do massage, by people who could do diet counseling, by beautiful sceneries, by wellness, by faith, by everything that makes you a whole person. And I think that is a niche, a unique value proposition that we can send to the world. That when you get to be diagnosed with those problems outside, come to the Philippines and we'll take care of you. In fact, we can dedicate islands, 7,600 of them, so that they can serve the needs of all of these people without the hassle and bustle and stress of having to deal with all of those conventional therapies. So if you ask me what the unique value proposition of the Filipinos in terms of medical tourism and health and wellness, I will always say the people, because our value proposition is the fact that we can render very, very good care, tenderly, and with a lot of passion and a lot of love that we put into taking care of these people.
Thank you very much.
And in English, as Bob said.
Okay, let's hear from the travel industry now, which is represented by Ms. Maria Lourdes Hapson, ASEC of DOT before. Maria Lourdes Hapson, a former DOT Assistant Secretary and now the President of her own travel agency, Strikers Travel Corporation. ASEC Malu, how are Philippine travel agencies doing today?
Okay, good afternoon, first of all. Well, travel agencies and the rest of the tourism industries worldwide has been adapting to the so-called new normal, next normal. Not really new normal, it's next normal because it's been 4 years already. Where are we now in connection to that? Well, we are more diversified now because during the pandemic, we actually reviewed our services, processes, and even the products that we sell. And I could say that along the way, we discovered a lot of things, including the health and wellness product. To speak as a travel agent and coming from the government before, I am just fortunate enough to experience both in the both arenas of the business, the policy and the execution. Well, where are we now? I could say that we are recovering, but with a different way of business because we were able to transform our services and businesses. Just like what the doctor from the farm said, that their services is more on, actually when you go to the farm, it's a little bit high end. But with what she said, it's actually educating the rich people to adopt the lifestyle of the poor ones. And for the poor ones, we are very fortunate that we have all the healthy lifestyle and food that you can eat. And that is also one part of the transformation that we did. We are selling new packages. And for the travel agencies, we are actually one of the most creative tourism industry because we really consolidate things, we connect to the stakeholders, and we create packages that is really, to enjoy the destinations well. That's it.
And last but not least, my good friend, the Bob Sosobrado, President of the Tourism Congress of the Philippines. Bob, the question is,
I can never be a poster boy for health and wellness. Okay?
don't
So,
worry,
maybe,
transformation is coming.
maybe a poster boy for the busiest senior you'll ever see. Okay?
And the jolliest, Bob. The question, the Tourism Congress of the Philippines has been quite active these days. You're very much in the forefront of the news these days. And I know you have big plans for the TCB. Would you like to share that with us?
Well, first of all, we would like to help the health and wellness industry of the country, especially that now my partner in crime is a part of it. And Cory and I have been working together for so many years now. So now that she's really a part of this, we would like to help out. And however, there's one thing that I'd like to complain about. Tourism Congress of the Philippines would like to have more members from the health and wellness industry. Right now, we only have Kathy.
You should have more.
Sorry, two out of the 1,000. I'm sure there are thousands. So that's the reason why we would like to encourage more people to join us. But as long as you are DOT accredited, I have good news for you. Any day now, I'm going to be signing an MOU with the Department of Tourism that all DOT accredited establishments starting January will automatically become a member of the Tourism Congress of the Philippines. Thank you. Which means it will increase the population of health and wellness establishments, and then we can help out even more in the industry. And my plan was to, now that you will be putting up this conference, starting next year, every year we always have our regional consultative meetings in the different regions of the country. And what we'd like to do is, when we have our consultative meetings in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, we'll include health and wellness. We'll promote health and wellness as well. Also because the Department of Tourism is also now promoting wellness tourism. So since we work together very closely with the Department of Tourism, that's the way we can help out.
Thank you very much, Bob. That's music to our ears. Palakpakan po natin ang ating mga panelists ngayong hapon. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom with us.